Hey there, good evening, guys. It's Lakeisha Hankins, and I want to welcome you guys to another Girl Talk Thursday. As you can see, it is me right now holding down the fort. Our fabulous host, Dr. Stephanie, had some mommy duties I have to take care of. So, I said I would get on here, share a few tips, and if time permits, she will definitely be joining us and chiming in a little bit later on the show. But in the meantime, definitely I'll share, some tips, and we'll go from there. It's kind of, different on Blab. Blab is it's a social platform for connections and, conversations. So this is going to be weird because it's kind of like I'm talking to dead space. So I will actually, do this as if I was doing a training and stuff. And we'll talk about productivity and how to increase your productivity, how that affects your life and your business. And this is kind of very similar to, what we discussed maybe like 2 episodes back. We had Rashida Blackman on from Virtually Splendid, who is my personal virtual assistant, who has helped me, organize my business and really just take some of my time freedom back. So productivity is really important to me because if you're new and you've never heard of Coach Lakeisha before, just a brief, who I am, what I do is that I work with online busy mompreneurs. Sorry, I'm trying to close some of these windows. I work with online busy mompreneurs that are ready to take their life back, seeing their fit and their business by increasing their productivity. So by putting systems and structures in place, when it comes to, getting your sales funnel, done up and running, automating some of your processes, I love that stuff. I love it because, I kind of like found, I guess that niche like stumbled upon me because of the simple fact, hey, Dr. Stephanie, I think is on here. Let me know if you're jumping on, sis. Because I know you are out and commuting. I think the seat is open. But anyhow, let me know. So nonetheless, guys, so I kind of like love this subject because I kind of like stumbled upon it myself because it's one of the things that was holding me back in my business is the lack of systems and structure in place. And when it comes to growing a business or building a business, you definitely have to be, consistent. You have to be focused. And as moms, we wear already so many different hats, all right? We have a million hats that we are wearing. And it's important that we learn how to, balance in between that and then realizing sometimes that, hey, we cannot do it alone. So let me check oh, awesome. She said she's about to jump on. Now I'm looking at messages. Yay, she is calling in.
I'm here.
Hey, love. You said that you are at home. How are you this evening?
I am good. I'm just excited to be here as usual. Girl talk. So I'm good. Everything's great. How are you?
So I hadn't really talked about nothing. I was on here just really rambling. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so lost. Where is my friend? Where is my girl? But we know, mom duties, those things come first and stuff. So I think tonight we can, like I said, I was like, I kind of like talked about this subject several times. So really just a conversational piece and why I was just really just, why productivity to me, is so important because it's really just helped me over the last couple of months get my life back, right. The time and freedom and all those different things and really show up consistently in my business with some of the processes that I have, put into place, myself. So I'm super excited about that. I was trying to find, on here, it usually, whenever I start the Blab, it usually will say, do you want to notify your followers? And it usually will pop up. And I didn't see that.
For me, when I dialed in.
It did? Yeah, and I didn't see that.
But you know what? The last time I did the Blab on my own, like on my end, for my page, it didn't pop for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, no problem. Definitely we'll be shooting out the replay and, for those who jump on late or, didn't didn't get their notifications because they didn't subscribe like we tell you guys. So guys, do me a favor. If you are chiming in, you're watching this, listen to the replay, you want to make sure that you click on our links and that you subscribe, follow us. So that way, when we do go live on Thursdays, guess what? You get the notification. You're kind of like in the loop when we post the blog and things of that sort. And Dr. Steph, our guest is next week. She's actually next week.
Okay.
Yeah. I was really hoping she was this week because I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, next week is going to be crazy because of the whole moving and everything. So I was trying to look at the calendar. I forgot what day the technicians are scheduled to come to the new house. So I might be in a corner somewhere next week. We're here with like no furniture, with just the internet and a laptop doing the blab.
Oh my God, it's okay. Because I'm riding back to downtown, and I told my husband, he's like, I'm like, no, Matt, I have to be there. Like, rain, snow, there are people waiting. I have to be on the period. Yeah. No way around it.
I think we're both kind of like the same way. It's so funny because I was really feeling tired, earlier. I think the whole staying up late, kind of like packing and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, But the thing is, it's like one of those, how sometimes you're so tired and you don't want to go and do something. But then when you actually get there, you're like, okay, yes, I just got my second burst.
The second win.
And that's kind of like what Girl Talk Thursday does to me. I know this, guys, this is totally off subject, but hey, at the same time, it's Girl Talk. So
that's what it's about.
We'll definitely make sure we throw some tips in there to help you guys, change your life and your business. Make sure we give you what we promised that we would deliver tonight and stuff. But
yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about the topic, productivity tips and change your life and business, because I actually have an ebook coming out on 100 ways to improve your business. So yeah, so and it's a bunch of different tips on just ways to really get your business to the next level, and it's different things that we don't typically think about as entrepreneurs, just little things outside of the box where we can just add more productivity in our business. And I remember what did I do? It was a masterclass, my last masterclass, when I did the Gateway formula. And, I called the Gateway formula. You got to forgive me because I got the acronym down, but my head is like a million miles.
Oh, I can just imagine. It's been one of those weeks.
It really has. My head is like a million miles. So I'm trying to remember the GATE, like what does the GATE stand for? But basically, I know the Gateway formula is just different alternatives to really look at your business and start adding some more productivity tips, like doing, getting off of the phone. One of the I forgot the classes I had taken, she said a person picks up the phone on an average every 5 minutes. And that's about, and if you add that up, that's 250 times a day where you're on your phone. And do you know how much time you can save if you just turn off your phone or turn off all notifications and put your phone down, face down? So like for me, with me having children that are in school, what I do every day when I have my phone is next to me, because I have the kids that are in school, but it's on silent and it's face down. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of the I forgot, it's some kind of theory. It starts with a P. The name of it really gets away from me, but it's like where you're working in 25-minute intervals. So sometimes people put a lot on their back where, you're trying to say, I'm going to spend this whole 3 hours, but you can work in 25-minute intervals and take a 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes breaks. And that's kind of how I work my business. So when my phone is down, I'm checking it maybe every 25 minutes instead of every 5 minutes. And when I'm checking it, I'm looking straight up at the notification because it comes up at the top of my phone. And if I don't see anything, I'm putting it back down. Like, but it's important because if it's face up, you know, even if it's on silent, it'll brighten up and boom, you're looking. So that's why I was like, it's important for me to have my phone face down where I'll totally forget about it. And another person told me, you know, tell your friends you're in a meeting at a certain time, and you are in a meeting, right? Like, I'm in a meeting with myself. I talk to myself all the time. I remember Keisha Bass actually put it, I think in one group. She said,
yes, today.
Yeah, do you talk to yourself? And I'm like, man, when I'm in the grocery store, I'm having conversations with myself. It's bad how much I talk to myself. I'm so comfortable with it that I don't even notice when I'm doing it. Like, my husband will look at me like, are you serious now? Like, are you really having this whole conversation by yourself? But yeah, I do. I'm queen of talking to myself, you know. I digress. I forgot what I was talking about, but I don't know. I went off and told you.
No, it's okay. I was going to ask you this technique. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Got it.
I go and I was like, okay, because I had never heard of it before. But so, do you have like a video on it? Because I know sometimes you do videos and things of that sort, of like explaining that technique.
Actually, I don't have a video, but maybe I will.
Now, I'm writing that down. Like, Stephanie is going to do a video of sharing with us how we can implement the Pomodoro technique.
Yeah, the Pomodoro technique. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that would be a great a great video tip, and I can definitely see that. Like, I've seen that where you know, do some work and put your timer on, things of that sort. So, but really, you know, what I'm looking for, like the meaning behind it and stuff, and sharing the benefits of why it's important that we do those kind of things. Because I definitely think it helps, you know, increase your productivity. And even when people say, you know, like at work, people that work in desk jobs all the time, like, you know, the whole taking a break sometimes from what you're doing and going to, you know, sometimes it's okay to go and check your Facebook and your messages, as long as you don't get distracted and you're actually not doing it as a distraction. But sometimes I find that actually, I don't know, I thought I had made you a host.
Okay, now I'm a host.
Are you a host on your side? Does it show you as a host?
It say guest, but it did say that I've been made. Yeah, yep. No.
Okay. So on my side, it's still showing you as a guest, and I'm like, I know I made her a host, and in the comments it says that you're a host, but I still see the G above your name, so I just wanted to make sure.
No, it changed to the H.
Yeah, so you know how they say those different kind of things. Sometimes taking a break away from your work and coming back to it also helps to increase your productivity. So I think that would be, you know, really awesome to do a video on that.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it.
I'm writing it down. It's already done. I don't know when you're gonna do it, but you know, you're doing it. You're doing it. So you got a lot on your plate. So I'm like, I'm not throwing no deadline on it.
No, but it's text it to myself because I want to make more videos anyway. So, you know, and then that's another thing I do is text all of these ideas to myself. Like, you know, sometimes you don't have, like today I left my wisdom book home and I was so sad. But of course, when I do that, I'll text myself. That's another way to create productivity. That's actually in my book. I call it a wisdom book because your wisdom book is you write down like all of your ideas and things, because you got to clear out your head so that way, you know, new ideas could come in. And I love the way Eric Thomas explains it. Like your brain is like your cell phone, right? So when your cell phone fills up with pictures, what happens? You got to delete it. So, you know, the only way to delete it is to write it. Well, you know, we delete it by pressing the button. But the only thing to delete things out of your brain, as Lakeisha loves to call it, is calling it a brain dump, right? So you have to write these things down. But another important thing to me, more than allowing more ideas to come into your head, is when you're writing these things down, you have the opportunity to see how long you've been writing down that same idea. And like how many times is that same idea popping up? And it's like, you need to do it because you keep going back to the same thing, you know? So I think that part is like more important than anything, because I have like 5 notebooks worth of ideas. This guy, I remember I was in a store with my friend at a diner because we have business lunches, we call. But he was like, my goodness, you think a lot. It's like, these are all of my things, ideas. And most of the time, you're writing down the same thing, and you're realizing like, listen, I'm not implementing what I say I want to implement. So, it's just very important to think about those things and write it down. Carry your wisdom book. Carry your wisdom book, please. I love my wisdom book.
So one of the things that I was thinking as you were saying that is like, definitely have 3 tools that I definitely want to make sure I share with you guys so that you can go and check them out and see if they might be value to your business, right? So definitely, one of the ones that we've talked about before is, Buffer. And what I like about Buffer is you can definitely schedule your post, right? You can do it all in kind of like one setting. I'll put the link in there. I posted the link and stuff in there. Okay, so you can like schedule your post, right? So this is an automation tool. So that way you're not, each time something comes up on the dome, you're having to, go and update your Facebook or your Twitter, your Instagram, right? So you can schedule your posts to actually post for you. And one of the things I like about Buffer is that if you use it, to your advantage, right, that it'll give you the best time. If you let it auto schedule, it'll post the best time that those messages should go to your audience. It starts to check the I can never pronounce that word. Algorithms. Yes, to see like when your audience, those that are on like Facebook page and stuff like that, when they're most interactive and stuff. So you know when the post your most valuable post images and all those different things, right? So Buffer is definitely one of those that gotta have. And then another one, very similar to Buffer that I've used is Hootsuite. So I definitely want to drop this in here. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, I need to be making like my own little productivity a checklist things, the guy. So that's something else that I could create, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and another one of my favorites that I've just recently started using, I'm like, where has this been all my life? It's called If That Then This, and the website is ifttt.com. So what this does is like you can set it to where like if I post this as a status on my Facebook page, then I want you to grab this image and post this image on Instagram. And if I post this on Instagram, then I want you to grab this image and copy this to Pinterest and pin it to this board. So it is like amazing. Like I stumbled upon it like a week ago. So I've been using it, and you can set up all these different rules. If I post something on my Instagram using this hashtag, then I want you to grab it and I want you to post it here. So you can set up so many different rules, and that's a different way to automate some of your processes, right? Because, a lot of times we say when you want to build your business, you need to be everywhere. But that doesn't mean that you literally need to be everywhere, right? You need to put some systems and stuff in place so that you are everywhere and stuff, right? Because a lot of times we say it takes up to 7 times to, do business with you. So if they saw you on Facebook and then all of a sudden they saw you over on Instagram, those are all different times, right? That you're, using to build it. And then of course, doing the ads. What I love about ads, because it's one thing to use, the free marketing, such as, just posting up something on your page or on Instagram. But what I love about the paid marketing is it actually gives you the option to actually target who it is that you want to see your message. And then you have, tracking. So you get to track it as well. So that's what I love about, the paid advertising versus the free. And I'm not going to say free does not work, because that's what helped me get me to, my first breakthrough in my business, making, over, $50-something thousand, by just doing free YouTube videos. So imagine if I was like paying to have those YouTube videos seen, and at that time paying to have my Facebook ads, seen as well. And at that time also leveraging, the value and the expertise that I was putting out there, because it was like taking massive action, and we were like everywhere. I actually burnt myself out. I will, be honest and say that I did burn myself out because I didn't have systems and processes in place, because it was like, okay, a boot camp. And I realized, I can run my life like a boot camp for too long. Eventually it catches up with you, right? And overwhelm sinks in and stuff. So that's why, you know, productivity, having systems and stuff like that in place are so awesome. And then being able to track it so you can see what works and stuff. So that way you're not wasting time. Like if you know you are not getting, you know, results from your Facebook page and all your traffic is coming in from Instagram or something, then you need to spend more of your energy over on Instagram. But yeah, don't stop your Facebook marketing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still show up there, automate some of that stuff. But on Instagram is where you need to be having those, you know, those conversations and connecting with people. So, you know, tracking makes that so worth it. And then the last tool that I definitely wanted to share was, it's called Asana. I've been using this as well. It's, you know, kind of like write down my to-do list and put due dates, kind of like to-do so kind of like, it's like the brain dumping. So like the brain dumping, that's all you guys kind of like to do, where you like to write your task, and then up under, you know, like if it was this week, I'm launching a 7-day, you know, video series. So, so like, for example, when I did my 7-day video series or whatever, 7-day challenge. So, you know, that was the main thing. And then up under that, I listed, create, you know, welcome email, make sure I do the sales page, you know, the funnel and all those different things. And then it's saved there. So that way I can duplicate that process again. And then it gives you the option to share it with your team. So there's certain things that I can say, okay, I want my assistant to be able to see this. Or if I'm sharing something, doing something, collaborating with Dr. Stephanie, then I can be like, okay, I need Dr. Stephanie to have access to this. So, you know, she gets to see what her part is in this and how it all comes together. So that's been another awesome tool that I recently like really just started using and, you know, utilizing it. And plus you can, you know, some of those things you can access everywhere. And of course, as I thought about that, I thought about Dropbox.
Dropbox?
Yes.
I never, you know, me and Dropbox and all this extra stuff don't get along. I mean, I
know you don't do well with Google, but Dropbox, I love Dropbox because you can access your files from anywhere.
So like actually, right?
Yes, up to a certain amount of gigabytes, but at the free level, you still get so much, right? But what I loved about it, what made me start using it, is because my computer before, you know, don't tell nobody, this is between us on your call. My computer before that I was working on was actually my work computer from corporate America. So I was bringing that home, taking it back to work like every day. You're like, girl, she working hard, like she taking work home. Yeah, I'm taking work home. You know, the computer had broke down at one point. But once I'm ready to give that, you know, I needed to stop bringing it home and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got so many files on it. So now being able to upload those files, you know, onto Dropbox, you can access them from anywhere, any computer, edit them and save it, and it keeps all the updates and stuff there. Right. So that's what I loved about that, because I can tell you how many times like I did something on my work computer and then I get home to do something and I'm like, oh man, it's on the other computer.
Yeah, yes.
And I don't have access to it and stuff, you know. So, and then it also gives you that option as well as to be able to you know, share that link with other people, share that file with other people. And I like that as well too, because a lot of times people post, you know, the different files. I might put a PDF on my WordPress website. And even though, you know, you can't access it unless you have the different link, I'm like, know how to find some stuff. If I wanted to see what, you know, somebody then uploaded on their website and they got a PDF, all I gotta do is type in their name and type in PDF. And it's gonna show me all PDFs, even though those pages are not showing as visible on their website. So I've learned to, like, the things that I'm sending to my mastermind group or my coaching clients that are people who are paying for it. They're paying for this information. You know, they're paying the $197 or the $297. I don't want somebody who got some, you know, some technical skills, figure some stuff out, being able to access that without, you know, paying the same thing that the rest of the clients did. So I've learned to put like some of those files on Dropbox, not even on my website.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Okay.
So that way, you know, the only way they can access it is if they have the link, not by Googling it and somehow stumbling upon it. Because there's some people I've happened to find like their whole like little program and all kind of stuff. You know, I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, so you gotta definitely, that's a secure connection. Go ahead.
Similar to Dropbox and Asana, which I should have got me a tea or something. But anyway, I like to use Evernote. Well, I used to be
Yeah.
an Evernote junkie, just because one, it's user friendly. It's very simple for me, and two, instead of like how I text stuff to myself, I can drop it in my Evernote box, and once again, you can access it anywhere. So I'll be like, for example, last year when I was planning my Champ for Autism event, um, the very first one, Evernote was very helpful to me because I had the app in my phone. And even though
Hmm.
I did a lot of things on the internet, I was able to quickly, you can actually add a plugin on your, I don't know if you have Google Chrome or not, but if you do, you can add a plugin where if you see a link, it'll ask you, do you want to save it to your Evernote? And you could just save it to your Evernote
Oh
right
wow.
there, just like a click of the button. So everything, any type of research I did. So if I was researching about the event and I found a link, when I'm with my event planner, it's already in my phone, and I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta go back to the computer, I gotta email you. It was just
Right, to find the bookmarks and all this stuff.
yeah,
So yes, I'm gonna have to. Okay, I put it in there. I dropped it. I have a free Evernote account, but I have not used it.
it's
I haven't
very user
really
friendly.
tapped into it and used it.
Buffer's the same way. Buffer, you can, add the plugin and stuff. And
Yeah.
Suite wasn't as user friendly to me. And I just like things that are very, it's dummy proof. I'm an
1, 2, 3.
and it
Yes.
has to be dummy proof, like dummy proof. I don't like to think too much. If it takes
Yeah.
me longer, like than 4 or 5 seconds to figure it out, I'm working through it thanks to Lakeisha, because it's like you're making me more, especially like with insights, like you really got to get to know it. So I'm working through that flaw, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I hate it. It really needs to be like click, 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 and that's it. Like
Done with it. Right. Yeah. See, and that means, if there's yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of product creation ideas. Like, you find something like that else again when you're doing that. I'm like, that's a solution. Somebody has a solution out there.
yeah, yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
find me somebody on Shark Tank to make my life a little bit easier. You know.
Girl, you telling? Jeez.
Yes, absolutely. So I have to
I
think about that.
the gate. I finally found, my gateway formula. So the method really fast that I wanted to tell you, well, my tips basically is pretty much the gateway formula, which GATE stands for, the G stands for grouping your tasks, so generally I'm giving you like a rundown real fast of the mastermind class, the master class that I did, which was wonderful. But grouping your tasks, so like you can put all of your admin work on one day. You can put all of your videos on another day. You can put all of your blogs on the third day. But you're just kind of grouping these things together so you're not so bombarded. And for a person like me, it's easier for me to look forward to that day where I'm like, all right, I know Wednesday I'm doing videos. I'm, a little bit more pumped up. But I do suggest that you go with the flow of you. And like what I mean by that is, if on Mondays you're a little groggy, you don't really like Mondays too much, I wouldn't say, oh, let's do a video. This Girl Talk Thursdays is on Thursday. One, because Girl Talk Thursdays sound great. But I know Thursday we're getting close to the weekend. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna make it happen. It's Thursday. I'm comfortable by the end of the week. So go with the flow of yourself and really kind of figure out what you like. It's going to take time to really figure out your flow, your creative juices flow, or whatever you want to call it. But when you take the time to really study yourself, you'll be more productive when you group the tasks. Next is automating your work, right? Like Lakeisha stated, it's very important to automate your work with the tools that Lakeisha gave you: Buffer, Asana, Evernote, Hootsuite, virtual assistants. Virtual assistants. I think I say the third time. Virtual assistants, they help out a lot. If you cannot afford a virtual assistant, then outsource certain tasks on Upwork.com and Fiverr. Outsource certain tasks, or you can, even if you really have no money, and maybe if you have a nonprofit or something like that, or somebody that's interested in getting into what you want to do, what I used to do as a beginner entrepreneur is put in a social media intern for my business, and I would get an intern for free, on Craigslist. Somebody that wants to get into learning about social media, and somebody that's passionate about what you're trying to start, so it's a good way to barter things, and I would offer them help with their business because I'm a business coach. So I will offer them an exchange to help develop their business. The T. T is for taking away time from your phone, like I told you guys before, and create more boss time. So, creating more boss time is more about your personal development. So reading, taking the time to read, especially on a daily basis. I recommend to read something motivational on a daily basis. My motivational thing to read on a daily basis is the Bible. It's the greatest book on earth, right? But that's my thing that I read daily. But take the time to read, listen to something motivational every single day. And remember, if you can pick up your phone 250 times a day, that's a lot of time out of your day. Where
I'm gonna be thinking about that tomorrow.
Yeah. And you have, so many people say they don't have the time to really work on themselves, but you do have the time. Just think about what you're actually spending your time doing. The last one is the E, which is eliminate tasks that don't add value to your business. So how do you do that? Start with, like, what I suggest is write down all of the tasks that you do in your business, right? And I think somebody told me to kind of put it like like a dollar value to it. So you can go from maybe 100 to 1,000 to the $10,000 task. The $10,000 task you handle yourself. Those are the most important things to you. The $1,000 task, you kind of put it in between and figure out whether you could possibly outsource or whether you can add it to your plate a little bit. The $100 tasks, they should be outsourced. Those are the things that you really don't like to do anyway. Those are the things that should be outsourced. And once you really take the time to look at everything and go over what is really a priority, a necessity, and what can be outsourced, you'll start seeing a lot more productivity in your business. And Lakeisha, I still have that thing from when we saw the John Maxwell.
Yes.
I have that taped up here. Like, is this a money-making activity? Because at the end of the day, what we are doing is things that's supposed to generate income into our business. And that's a whole other girl talk by itself. Knowing the difference to being a busy bee and actually being productive, because sometimes we're so busy, but there's no revenue to show for it. So what are we busy doing?
Okay. Yes.
What are we busy doing? So, and that's why it's important to figure out what you can outsource. Like, if you are not making connections every day, then you're not doing the money making activity. Taking trainings, researching, all of that stuff is great, but it's not a money making activity. It's a learning activity, but it's not a money making activity. The money making activities is when you are actually making connections, when you're, talking directly to your customer. If you're actually hosting a webinar and you're about to sell something on that webinar, now you've transitioned from the listener to the teacher. So, these are just things that are really going to start bringing in more productivity into your business. And if you're giving away something for free, figure out what is your end result before you start putting out these free things. How many free things are you going to do until you start making some income? So, just.
Well, yes, absolutely. And I definitely, I heard an echo. The giving away the free like in the beginning, like as an entrepreneur, this is a whole nother subject, but the definitely, giving so much value before you start selling your product.
Yes.
So that's definitely another reason why I was trying to take our picture that you definitely want to, build your community up so that you have someone to actually offer your products and your services. Because a lot of people think they need to come up with the product and their services first.
Right.
Then know the community, and it's really the other way around and stuff. Or you be feast our family.
Trust is.
I'm like, we're not that jinky. Okay. I was trying to, I love what you had just said about the whole asking yourself before you sit down at your desk. When you sit down at your desk, is this a money-making activity?
I have it right there. Is it? And I always look up, and it always bites me in the butt if I'm looking at Facebook. No, it's not a money-making activity. Let me get off.
Right.
You got to have these things in your face, though. I mean, I showed it once before, the madness that's behind my computer. But these are all notes, and these are all things that I say to myself, and these are all things that, I need to have around me, that I need to see on a daily basis to continuously keep myself on track. And I think that's something to add in being productive. Have your quotes
around. Like if you know yourself,
you
know what works for you.
Yeah, it's true. I even have, when you did that mindset coaching call, and you spelled out system, and you said save yourself time, energy, and money, and I have that right there. Like, posted on my wall. There's like a lot of things I keep it posted because I need it in front of me to see these things.
I need to write that on my own wall.
I wrote it down immediately. It has not moved. I got that. I have no more unfinished projects. That's for my, what I was talking about with you're continuously writing down the same thing. Work on your, what is this? Work on saving your nest egg. What would your organization look like if they did what I did today? Remember that one? I have that.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff I have. It's just around me all the time. Because I just, those things. Mindset is the most important thing. Like for me, mindset actually comes before business, because you can build up a great business, but if you don't have the right mindset to maintain it, it's going to fall apart. So my biggest thing right now is mindset first, business second, because everything else, will come into place if your mind is correct. But building a business on a mind that doesn't have the right mindset is like, trying to build a brick house on sand.
Girl, you got to have your foundation right. Oh my gosh.
It ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Wow.
Yeah, I gotta post this. I gotta get it up on.
You getting out there? This is a girl talk. I'm so excited.
I'm like, this is good stuff. People don't realize it. Lots of nuggets. So definitely, if you are just not chiming in, definitely share this with someone else. Share this blog with them, or send them. Make sure you get them the replay. Right, the replay is usually available at this same link. Usually within like 5-10 minutes after we actually finish the show. Usually, Buffer is pretty good with that.
Yeah. You see me?
Uh-oh. Let me see. Yeah, I see you fine.
Okay, cool. No, because you have.
Oh, let me simmer down, because you not be all over the place. So. Am I frozen now? Or let's see, one of us dropped.
Froze up on me. I was asleep.
You so did. You gonna have, guys. we are recording now. We just realized that we were not recording again. So Stephanie, you had to close us out again because that was just amazing what you had just said. Guys, oh my gosh, there were so many nuggets that you missed. So that's why it's so important too that you show up to a live training.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys missed a lot of nuggets.
These recordings, those are kind of like bonuses. They don't have to be made available, right?
Yeah.
But gosh, you just gave away. You just
I know somebody that charges for the recordings.
Yes. I'm like, and what you just said, like the last 10 minutes was
killing it over here, right?
Well, yes, you were. So I feel so bad for you guys. You know, I got notes. And stuff. I feel bad for you guys that are going back now and trying to listen to the replay, and you missed about 10 minutes of absolutely goodness.
Yes. So. I mean, you know, I'll try again a little bit, but like I said, there are a lot of different websites that me and Lakeisha posted that we will be going over throughout the year. But what's the most important thing is to implement what we're telling you, because we could tell you all of these things, you know, what to do and how to get there and the different websites. But if you don't apply it and if you don't implement it, then it's falling on deaf ears anyway. And like I said before, the most important thing is applied knowledge. You know, implementation is key. So you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you do not apply it, then it doesn't mean anything to anybody, not even you. So please make sure that you're implementing the things that we are, you know, pouring out to you, because these are things that it's really going to start you with having more productivity in your business. The more productivity you have in your business, the more revenue you will start seeing. It's so important to stop being a busy bee and start being a money-making bee, right? Like the queen bee. You know, there's only one queen bee, of course, but now I'm about to digress. This is so horrible, right? I went on a trip with my daughter and I learned about the queen bees. And do you know that they actually, this is so horrible digressing, but this is interesting. They actually start grooming the bees, the female bees, before they name it the queen bee. So as that queen bee is growing, they're all like just fighting each other to become the queen bee. And whoever actually outlives outlives all of those fights, that's how it becomes a queen bee. Did you know that? I'm such a, guys, if you didn't notice about me, I am a queen, like I'm a nerd at heart. So these things interest me. Like I took the time to look up if Uncle Ben on the box is really real. This is just me. I'm a nerd. I'm a total nerd at heart, but I digress. Implementation is key, guys. So make sure you guys are implementing what we say. And Lakeisha, do you have any parting words? I can't hear you. Are you on mute?
I was, because my kids was over here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I don't have much more to say, guys, but really just making sure, like, you know, Dr. Stephanie said, taking this information and implementing it. You know, we shared so many tools and resources with you guys tonight. And if you do have questions, right, definitely join us in the Girl Talk Entrepreneur Style group, where you can post your questions, right? Come and celebrate your wins, celebrate what you have going on in your business, ask questions, be held accountable. And, you know, we're really there to, you know, help serve and help you win in your life and in your business. So if you found value out of this, do us a favor. Definitely share this blab. Make sure you click on the links above to follow us and invite your friends to join us over in the Girl Talk Entrepreneur Style group. And join us back here next week. Next week, we have a special guest, Chantilly Egerson. I know she has the first and last name. I'm sorry about that. But join us next week. So she's really great with copywriting. You know, if you need PR, public relations releases, about, you know, sharing your voice and getting your message and your marketing out there, you know, you definitely want to join us. Next week will be very exciting. So I think every Girl Talk Thursday.
I want to learn about copywriting. So
yes.
Have your notebooks, guys. And if you don't know about copywriting or what we're talking about, start Googling it, because you're a long way behind. catch up with me and Lakeisha, because copywriting is something you need to know, especially if you have a website. So make sure you're here next week. All righty. You guys enjoy your week. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Come back to Girl Talk next Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Have a great night.
Good night.